as he won his third race at the Saluki Invite over the weekend. Next up, Coach Paulsen.
Well, we took the journey down to Carbondale, which is always a nice drive, about 8 hours, but it was a good weekend. Again, on the men's side, we run the 8,000 meter race at conference, and this was the first week we had an opportunity to run that distance. And so anytime you jump up and run that race at that distance, you're always going to have a little bit of curiosity on how the freshmen are going to handle it. In high school, they run 5,000 meters, and so it's a big jump to go to an 8K race, and they did a terrific job. Brett Egan, again, third win in a row, so you can't ask for much more than that. He just continues to improve on a week-to-week basis, and we're excited about that. Zach Bukite, freshman out of Pella, did a terrific job this weekend as well. He went out with the leaders, which was a little risky, in my opinion, at the beginning, and so he was able to endure a little bit more pain than maybe he would have. But he did a terrific job in handling it and came back and did a terrific race for his first 8K race, and we're excited where he's at as well. And so it was nice to see the back half of the group improve this week as well. They really worked well together, and we're excited about this coming weekend. We're going to go to Loyola, Chicago for a meet right there on Lake Michigan, and it's going to be a great opportunity for us because you get a chance to kind of iron out the 8K feel and what that was like and make some different adjustments on the race plan. So we're looking forward to going to Chicago this weekend. On the women's side, we run the 5K this weekend, which is the distance we run at conference. So it was the first time we had a chance to run at that distance as well. So that's always a good thing. And Allison Fick, again, just continues to improve at a rapid rate. She ran on 45-second PR this weekend, which is terrific. And so Allison, her story is such a great story because her first year here, our whole goal for her was just to get through a season without being injured. She was injured all the time in high school, and we didn't have any kind of performance goals for her at all. And now for her to be in a position where she can be a top 10 finisher at the conference meet and score points for us, it's just been a terrific thing for me as a coach to witness the development she's gone through, and couldn't happen to a greater person. Haley Thomas, another great race for her this weekend as well. And I think the most I was excited about this weekend on the women's side was our number 3 through 7 runners all did a really nice job of staying close together, and we saw some really big improvement there. And so just looking to continue to improve this week, go to Chicago, and hit another really good meet over there. So any questions?
Coach, talk about Brett Egan again, kind of his story, where he's from. Did you expect him to have this kind of year?
Yeah, Brett, he's a senior from Waukon, Iowa, and he's just a hard-working kid. He's a talented runner at high school. He was a state champion in track in the mile when he was a senior. But just the amount of work he put in this summer has been terrific, and he's always been a really tough competitor. And what I like about him the most is he always puts himself in position to win the race, and whether he feels great or doesn't feel great, he's just always going to be in the right position to be where he needs to be. And so expected him to have a good year. He was all conference as a sophomore, and was all conference in track last year in the 5,000 meter run, and so he's just been one of those consistent performers for us year in, year out.
What kind of a course are you expecting in Chicago? You have an idea what that's going to be like? You say you're probably going to be like right off of Lake Michigan.
Yeah, it's actually an interesting course. It's right there in Montrose Harbor. It's there's a big park right there. You could cross over some streets and you cross over some sidewalks, but there's a big park right there. It's kind of a loopy course, so it's kind of repetitive a little bit, but it's a fun experience. It's a different setting for our athletes to see, and we went there a few years ago and they had a really fun time with it, and it's just fun to get around some different competition. We see a lot of different schools we normally don't see. And there's about 30 teams in the race, so it's going to be a big change from the 6 teams we had this week. All right, thanks.